Miitopia. One of my favorite games of all time. Can't wait to play some more. Just gotta crack it open and... Now wait a second. So yeah, I decided to finally play that Tomodachi game that came before Miitopia that you've all been begging me to play. Oh, wait, what? That's Tomodachi Life? Oh well. It's time to play Tomodachi Collection. First things first, this is a Japanese-only game, which means that I have to play a fan translation, so not everything will be perfect, and some parts aren't translated either. Also, if you're wondering where I got a physical copy with an English sticker on it, I found a bootleg on Etsy, which is the only reason I decided to do this. Anyways, actually playing the game, yeah, seems good. You start off by naming your island and making your Mii. The Mii editor actually seems pretty good, but it is just as limited as the original Wii options. Although, in the game, I do like the looks of the Miis more than I do like the default ones for the Wii. The Wii ones are just a little too lengthy and don't have silly little proportions like here and in Miitopia. Something that I thought would bother me is the voices, because Tomodachi Life voices always seemed very uncanny to me. The voices here don't actually bother me at all though, but that might just be because it's in Japanese and I'm not actually listening for the words since I do not speak Japanese. It does make some activities in this game a bit boring though, like the whole singing and speaking sort of things. Actually, the singing is still pretty neat. Miis here are also sorted into 16 personalities, and I don't know much about what those actually do. I mean, I'm certain that they affect things, but like, when a Mii says that they want to go get to know somebody and ask what they want to talk about, it seems like it just kind of always goes well. That, or I am very good at picking what they're supposed to talk about. Also, this game called me dry, so like, rude. During the game, you'll have to deal with what this translation calls troubles, where Miis just kind of ask you to do something. Something ranges from feeding them, to buying them outfits, playing a minigame, or just a question. Food works pretty much the same as in Miitopia, except they of course don't have stats to increase, but they have the same sort of stomach meter mechanic and the whole liked foods thing. Foods are also broken into categories in this game, which might matter. I'm not too certain. Those categories are sweets, drinks, Japanese, and English/Chinese? I have no idea. Again, fan translation. After picking the food, you have to drag it onto the Mii, I guess to add some more interaction to the game, and it was a DS game, so they probably figured it could use some more touchscreen action. Speaking of which, let me clarify something. This game is entirely touchscreen. I am all for touchscreen, I really am. But why is it entirely touch-based? Why can't I use any buttons? Well, except for when clothes shopping, you can use L and R for that. So anyways, progressing in the game. To progress, you need to meet requirements for the different types of buildings. These are along the lines of having more Miis of certain genders, collecting money, and solving a number of troubles. I don't really get why it asks for Miis of specific genders. It's always a balanced number anyways. There's one building that's the exception for this, being the fountain. This only unlocked after your Mii, specifically your own Mii, brings it up. The funny thing about that is that my Mii went on a stroll before I could unlock it. I didn't know how to make them come back from the stroll, or what it meant, and I still don't know what it meant, because they just randomly came back after a long while. This meant that I just couldn't get the fountain for a while, so that's fun. The fountain doesn't do much though, it just collects money and lets you do a few extra things, but they're small it feels, and time-based too. Speaking of time-based though, there's plenty of foods, outfits, and rooms to buy in the game, but you need to wait a day for the list of what's available to change. It's either when something's already been in rotation or when you've bought it before that it just sits in the catalog for you to always be able to buy, but still, kind of a meh mechanic. And also I noticed this while playing the game over 2 separate times so that I could record the good recording and the camera recording. You always start with the same set of clothes and food when you play this game, so that's interesting. I mean, these mechanics are not something that's unheard of. I have played Animal Crossing, I mean. But a full in-real-life day feels like a bit much. A lot of things in the game kind of work this way too, where the news station has something new for you to watch every day. There's like this board, and the donations at the fountain are also daily. Some things can be done at any time of day, like this job rating thing, which is kinda just a silly, you'd do good at this sort of deal, and the compatibility checker. The compatibility checker is also mildly homophobic. These both require a birthday to be input, both year and date, interestingly enough. I both do and don't know why they made it require a birthday, because, like, obviously it judges it based off of a birthday, like, in real life sort of quiz things, or kind of like your birth sign. But also, no, we don't need this. Like I said though, they're just silly and do absolutely nothing. There's this town hall building that doesn't do much. It's just like where you save the game, add new Miis, and manage some stuff that has happened so far, I guess. Also, whenever you save, you get a funny little animation, and I just really like that. Look at my Mii, doing the gritty. But yeah, the town hall does do one other thing, where you can actually connect to the Wii through this game. I'm actually curious. I looked it up online, and supposedly, even a flash cart should be able to maintain online functionality for a DS game. I've never done this before, but I guess you just have to press a specific button combo at the Mii Maker and hold down 2. And wow, this somehow just works. A bootleg of a Japanese exclusive on my modded DSi connects to the Wii, and it transfers Miis. Fun fact, while looking to see if this might work, I also found out that Tomodachi Collection is one of the only ways to get a Mii with a Japanese name on a North American Wii. An unmodded one at least, I mean. Also, by the way, don't ask me what these Mii's names are supposed to be, I just picked a random character from the menu. Well, what more is there to look at? I mentioned the news a bit where I said that there's daily news, but there's also new segments every time you unlock something new. These are pretty fun and kind of like fill in the tutorial sort of space, and also, I like seeing my Mii in a suit. Also, there's a thing about dialogue where, since it's translated from Japanese, there are times where the last name is used in place of the first, but you can actually give Mii's nicknames. They will mostly use their nicknames in a normal conversation, but when it's like the news, they're trying to be formal, so they will use their last name. Which is pretty neat. Oh, and outfits! Outfits are cool. There are lots of them. I actually think that the outfits are really pretty and cool. I've only gotten to see a few of them though. But hey, I spent a lot of time laughing while looking at this Blue's Clues looking sweater. Seriously, that is just Steve's sweater. You can actually even put clothes meant for one gender on the opposite one, which is really cool. This is something that other games should certainly take a page from. Splatoon. And hey, look, Peter Griffin in a dress. Now, as for what else there is to do, that's it. I mean, there is a little bit more to unlock, but this game is so slow. You can level up the satisfaction of a Mii, which you have to either buy them stuff or solve a trouble, and the troubles take a while to come up, so you just have nothing to do for long periods of time. Even when you start the game back up after like a day, not all of the Miis will have a trouble for you to solve, so what are you supposed to be doing? I mean, this is a DS game, I suppose. Not only is it a handheld, but it's one that you can just snap shut and put to sleep. So they probably expected people to stop and go with this game. Still though, that doesn't really fix the problem of it getting boring. From all I've heard about Tomodachi Life, this game seems to just be missing a lot of features in comparison. That's probably why it also never left Japan. But it did sell fairly well there. There's definitely more to do, as I haven't unlocked the best friend or lover mechanics, and still haven't unlocked every building, but I just don't want to. I don't know how to do the lover and best friend thing, the compatibility checker probably doesn't matter, and they've done the friendship event a few times. I also don't know how to get what the translation calls assets from the Miis that I need to unlock the pawn shop, and doing enough troubles for the question hall is just too much work. Those things do not sound particularly interesting anyways, so yeah. I guess eventually I'll just have to play Tomodachi Life to see what all the hype is around that game, because it certainly sounds like they learned from the mistakes that they made in this game. But hey, thank you to everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!